School, I remember being like, wow, I really got to step up my school game. Like, I just knew I had, be honest with you, like, I just kind of, like, coasted a little bit my senior year. I didn't take school serious as I should have. Like, I already knew, like, basketball, and I just had other stuff going on. So I just didn't take, so I remember being, when college, like, I got to focus. But I remember being like, I'm behind already because I've been joking around, but I can catch up. But it was also St. Mary's is a really good school. Like Kyle Drydinsky, my roommate, was like valedictorian at Calvert Hall. I remember being like the guy next to me, like Walt Whitman was like, I think they were just like salutatorian, just like a top 10 school. I'm like, God, these guys are in my class. But I luckily, like one thing I've always, I mean, I had to work hard, but I've always found that I like I'm good at finding a way, if you know what I mean.
Make a way.
So like yeah, find a. So like I was like, okay, these are who's the smartest people in this class. Okay, hey, what's up? Like, dude, they took me in. I'm telling you, I was a political science major, and the only reason I was a political science major, I'll be honest with you, when I started off, is because my brother was a political science major, and I was like, oh, okay, this is cool, but I didn't really know what I wanted to get into, and but I got in that classes, and I remember being like, yeah, okay. These guys are smart. I remember just going to introduce myself, and I'm telling you, for the next 4 years, like those guys had me, like we were just friends. But like it was but study groups, they really helped me out. I would roll up, they'd be like, hey brother, we got this stuff. Like they knew, like, hey, we know, we got you with the study guide. I remember. I don't know why they liked me. I mean, I was a really nice guy to them, but I honestly don't know why because it was like they would not let anybody into their, like Sam. You know Sam Burham. Yeah. Sam wasn't like invited to all that stuff. Like nobody was, but they like liked me. And I was like, hey, I don't know what. I just don't want to screw it up.
I feel you.
But
that's dope.
He got me through, and then basketball wise, so that was the first time I had an injury. So like I'm coming in and I'm like, man, I want to start. I know the team is like, I know Mike Smelkinson's gonna be the point guard, but I'm like, I play off the ball, whatever. I know that third starting spot is gonna be mine, but I break my hand like a month before the season starts, like month before preseason starts. So so my uncle's a doctor. So I after a month, like it's my right hand, and after a month, like he's like, you can move to a I don't even know, like a movable splint. You can practice, but you can't do certain things. But I was like, okay. So basically, I like made it work where Jim, our trainer, thought my uncle was signing me off to let me play, and then I honestly just cut my own cast off, and my right hand is still messed up, and I was like, yeah. At first day of practice, like I remember Jim, our trainer, being like, wait, there's your uncle sign off for you to play. I'm like, yeah, man, he signed off for me to play. so. It wasn't for like a week and a half until they caught me. My uncle called me, yelled at me, and was like, "What are you doing?" But by that time, my hand was good. I'm like, "Hey, I'm good," and I'd already established myself. So it was. I was like, "Hey, I'm not missing my first college practice," and I was like, I really wanted to, like, I don't know, man. I come from a school where you don't miss practice. Like if you can play, you can play. Like, and I definitely wasn't gonna miss. Like, you got to be on the court to earn it. So.
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh, bro, it was weird. I had a saw in my dorm room, and I like literally cut off my cast. It's a great story. It's a great story. But like I said, by the time they caught me, I know Jim hated me that first year, because Jim was like, yo, he was like, he knew I was in the wrong, and then he like. I got one by him, and so like we ended up being real close. But yeah, that first year. But like I said, it worked out. Like, so I didn't start like, I didn't start the first. Like, we played Bowie State, and I didn't start that game because we had a senior, TJ Jordan's coach at McDonough right now, and rightfully you're going to give the senior like the first start, and TJ deserved it, but like. by the end of that game, going into the first season, like I was playing the 3 though, brother. I was playing the small forward, and I was not.
No, you weren't. I seen you. I'm gonna tell you in a second.
So that was a tough transition in the beginning because I was just getting bodied around post up. Like, luckily, playing with small guys at Gibbons, I could rebound. But a lot of times, beginning of college, it was just like, let's post the freshman 3 guy in there. But at the same time, like, especially, it worked in my favor because no 3 guy can guard me in college in the perimeter. But that was such a fun year, man, because we had all these freshmen, we had all these seniors. There's no expectations, and we're literally at one point 11. I think we're 11-11. Like, we just lost 5 straight games. We think we're going nowhere. It's winter break. So we're like 11-11, and then we just like had this meeting. We're like, look, we're just gonna go, just play, and then we literally don't lose until the NCAA Sweet 16. Like, we don't lose. We win the rest of our regular season. We win our conference tournament as a 4th seed, and then we go and play the number 1. Like, so D3. I don't know. People don't know. D3 is just like D1, and there's a 64, team bracket. It's just it's more like the women's style where like the top team hosts that 4-pod. So we were the 16 seed because and we went and played the number 1 team in the country. They had 2 7-footers, 2 national players. Like, each 7-footer would be national player of the year. The one kid was national player of the year, and I think he like played with the Lakers for like a minute. But we go in there and we beat them, bro. I'm telling you, and it was like 5,000 people, and I remember, like, this is something that stuck out to me too. Before the game, my brother had heard the coach talking to somebody else, basically talking about their next game, like basically like talking about how like the winner of this game was who they're really gonna play, like basically that they had already beaten us. And I just remember us going out there and we just smacked them because we were talented, man. Like, we had a guy, Tyson Lacine. So Tyson Lacine was a starter as a freshman. He was our shooting guard. He started at Delaware State as a freshman. Like, and Mike Smelkinson was a stud. He was Hoko Player of the Year, and then we had Alex Ermer. I mean, we had talent. It just all came together. And we went on we ended up losing the Sweet 16, but it's crazy. So that game was the best statistical game of my career. Was that game my freshman year? And I had a triple-double. Like, I just like, man. So as the year was building on, I just got, you get more confident. That's all I was saying. Like, anytime when you first start out at a place, I don't know anybody that just kicks off right away and is like ready to go. You got to build into a form. By the end of the year, I really was like playing really well. And the Sweet 16 game, I think I had like 20-something points, like 14 assists, and like 10 rebounds. Like, I just played out. And the kid I played was like an All-American. So after that, I was like, oh, okay. So that was we lost. We ended up losing. They were really good to the Millsaps. But, man, I was like, 2 things I took from that. One, I was like, I really want to win a national championship. And 2, like, I just balled out in the NCAA tournament. Like, I can be as good as anybody in this league. I can be like, I am as good as anybody in this league. I got that mindset again. And that confidence is everything. Plus,
sure.
As a player, you know this, like, after that freshman year, like, everybody, like, I had so much confidence from my teammates and my coaches because everyone just has so much belief in me. It's so impactful for when, like, on the end of the game or any type situation when, like, you have the ball or people, when everybody, like, believes in you and they have such confidence in you. God, dude, that's such a powerful feeling. I felt that for, like, my last 3 years at St. Mary's, where it was like, like we're gonna win because we had that mentality of winning. But like in a crunch situation, like everybody's like would just look to me and like you got like you're gonna make this. You're gonna make a play. And I was fortunate. I made a lot of like good plays, and I really think a lot of that is because I just felt like my confidence from my teammates and my coaches. Bro, I've never been to St. Mary's County before. I've been there one time to watch my sister play because my sister played.
Yeah.
My sister was a decorated 4-year varsity player at Seton Keogh, won IAM championships. Bad girl, bad basketball player. Played at McDaniel, was a stud at McDaniel. They won the NCAA tour. She had she has a more decorated career than I do. But
KP says she's the best one in the house.
yeah, and she's a dentist, bro, and she's smart too. She's a dentist now. Just had her third child. Just gave me another niece just the other day. So she got 3 kids. But so I'd only gone to St. Mary's to watch a game, and I remember being like, "Where are we?" Like nobody knows about St. Mary's. And the visit would have done me because that's what got me the visit, especially with Smelk. Smelk's a master recruiter, man. And Calvin, all those guys, and you just fall in love, and you're like, "Wow!" And like I said, the talent, you just see the talent, but. Yeah, I mean, look at those guys are coaches now.
I think Smelk's for AD for a second.
Yeah, Smelk's coaching. TJ Jordan's at McDonough. Oh my God, I know I'm forgetting Mikey's coaching. Calvin Wise is a director of admissions at Hopkins. Tyson does everything. So sophomore year we got Camontae. So Camontae, Camontae came in. No, so Camontae came in sophomore year because everybody left. So then it was like, okay, we graduated. Smelk and Tyson graduated, but so then I was like, okay, I'm gonna play the point, and we got this guy Camontae coming in, and Camontae Camontae was good. Camontae was good, but I would say my junior year was just. Like my sophomore year, same thing. Like now we have expectations, right? So now everybody's like, they just went 16, they're gonna win, and we started off really well. The crazy thing is, we go 25 and like, I don't know. We end up losing like 5 games, but we get upset in our conference semifinals. But we're still like the number 9 team in the country, so we're gonna get that large bid. Somehow we don't get in that large bid, and so. It made no sense to me because I really think that was one of our more like that team was so talented wise and we had some good big guys. I just think we could have made a good run with that team. Junior year was just funner. I'll say it's the more decorated year because we did everything. Like we went to NCAA tournament, we went to Sweet 16. Like that was man. We had a really good team, and we accomplished more. I think we set the school record for wins. Both teams were just so talented. I don't think people like playing. I've been like fortunate that I played with Jamar Briscoe in high school, and then I played with Camontae Griffin in college. So I had 2 dudes that like were the just automatic buckets. Like to Camontae and both of them were just so fast. So like I just meshed with them so easily. So it was so easy to have success. Like I think I led the country in assists and steals my sophomore, junior, and senior year. I didn't lead the country. I led the conference. I'm sorry. I led the conference in assists and steals my sophomore, junior, and senior year. But I led the country in steals my junior and senior year. And a lot of that was like off just like playing with guys like that, and steals would come off like guys like Camontae and our bigs because they you play the run and jump. So all my steals came off passes, and then it was like buckets. And our crowd, that's when people really started like we got home game, like our home environment. I don't think people understand what our home environment is. Like I lost. Two games my last 3 years at home. Like we didn't lose at all my senior year at home. Mm-hmm. Our crowd was just insane. Like people would just like. Remarkable. I remember playing in the Sweet 16 game at home, and like I couldn't I was screaming the plays and nobody could hear me, so we had to go to hand signals. So that sophomore, junior, both teams. I really thought my junior year, I was pissed my sophomore year we didn't make it. And my junior year it was awesome. We lost the NCAA tournament, which was a bummer. I thought it was a great team. The NCAA tournament it's such a crazy thing. Like I think any of my three teams could have won it. Just something happens in a balance or something like that. Yeah, but we lost to Franklin and Marshall my junior year, which you found out senior year why we were ready to go senior year against them. Yeah. St. Mary's was a public school that had no basketball talent, so we got no respect. We went down in Division III, the ODACs, the schools, the NYU's, the Washington U. St. Louis, Randolph Macon. These schools have been around forever. I call them the old boys club. They get all the credit. They get all the love. Nobody, who are we? They're a public school. Nobody thought we were any good. No one so we always had that, okay, we want to play the best. And we always won. We lost. Franklin Marshall beat us that one time, but the ODAC, which is always had the best conference. We beat the number one team in the country, Guilford. We beat Randolph Macon, Utah, our senior year. We smacked them. They were number one team in the country. Virginia Wesleyan, national champions. So we were always we want to play because we just always thought we were, especially my senior year, man. You came into that environment. We were it's national championship. And
that was it.
That was it. A lot of those young boys, me and Tay, checked each other, right? We did. Yeah. Me and Tay were by far we had alpha dog mentalities. You know what I'm saying? We ran. And so it was good because one of us get out of control. We were I'm telling you, we had a great relationship. But nobody, when Tay left, I'm gonna be blunt to you. I can be that's why Harney was cool with me because me and Harney would get into it. But I just like I said, I just understood the game a lot. So I knew I was hard to coach. I knew I was hard to play with sometimes because I would I could be an a-hole, bro. Let's just be honest. I could be just not, and I wanted to win.
Oh yeah, that was number one.